Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day guys and welcome to episode 76 of All the Gear But No Idea. Rhodey, great to be here with you, even better now that we've knocked the lid off that one.
Diz, always good to join you.
Thanks mate, we've got a ripping guest this week, Tyson Kain, the man behind Want to Fish Charters. He is absolutely killing it on the tuna this year and we're looking forward to having a chat with him later on in today's episode. He will, of course, be running his charter from both Wirrina and Port MacDonnell, which I think is quite unique for a charter operator, Rhodey, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I don't... we had Go Get 'em. They do Victor and Adelaide.
Yeah, you're right. Go Get 'em sort of cover a bit of ground, but
certainly that's the most distance probably any of the charter operators in the state are covering, I'd imagine.
Yes, but anyway, well, let's not delve into too much of the detail to begin with because he is, of course, our guest later on today and we have a fantastic chat with him about everything he's been up to. Rhodey, let's get on to the oranges and lemons. What has been your orange? Start with an orange.
Diz, we had a great weekend at Kingston last weekend, didn't we? Got down the country.
Yeah, we did.
We won't get into the fishing side of things because that's coming up.
Got a bit of that country fresh air, as they say.
Took the babies down, did a bit of wood chopping.
Yeah.
Saw some sheep, saw some cows.
Yeah, no, the babies were good. They were all right.
A few beers at the pub, went to a winery, had a swim at the beach.
Yeah, no, it was a nice little weekend.
We'll get to the fishing side of things in a minute, though.
Yeah.
Diz, what's your orange?
My orange has been that we've got a week off coming up and it's going to be jam-packed full of fishing. We're hoping to get down off Althorpes. We'll hopefully scope out a few tunas over there. If not, we'll do some bottom bashing, hopefully fill up the freezer with some nannies.
We were talking about Port Vic for a little morning sesh, I
Port
think.
Vic. We'll do our usual tricks around the Ardrossan. Port Julia. We'll hopefully get some squid. We'll talk a bit more about that in the report later today. And
we haven't had any crabs this year. That's probably on the list.
Yeah. Of course, we'll go on crabs. I can't even eat them, but whatever.
I don't care, mate. No, it doesn't bother me.
Rhodey, what's your lemon been, mate?
I did talk about Kingston Diz, and we were lined up with the winning crew from the Victor Harbour Tuna Comp, weren't we, Diz?
Yeah, we're Richards. They, of course...
And Craig, his old man?
Yeah, Craig, the old man. They own the Ampol fuel station in Kingston where you would obviously fill up your fuel.
I tried to stop there for a coffee on the way home, but Lou had just gone to sleep. So
yes, Ned was the same. I was planning on getting fuel there and stocking up, but... Ned had other ideas. But
anyway, we were all set to go out fishing with them on either the Friday or the Saturday, whichever day played the game weather-wise. And, of course, neither day played the game weather-wise.
Wonder how many times that happens to them down there. It'd have to be one of the windiest parts of the world.
Oh, yeah, but it was windy. I'll give them that.
Yeah, it was windy.
Some of them gum trees were going pretty hard.
Yeah, and when we went down to the beach on Friday, we had to find like the most secluded spot in the whole of Robe.
And huddle between two rocks.
To try and keep the cool cabana upright. Otherwise, it was legit. It was turning into a parachute, that's for sure.
Anyway, Diz, that's a good lemon.
Yeah, no, not a bad lemon. My lemon is sick children.
Oh, Diz, you've got it hard. You remember when you said how sick your kid was and he slept for 4.5 hours during the day?
Oh, my God. They are horrible.
Oh.
Horrible. What's wrong with them? Like, grow up.
What's wrong with childcare centres?
Oh, yeah, far out. Someone come up with a better solution than that.
Can you imagine working at one of them places?
Of germs. Oh, if you had a new employee, you'd bank on them needing sick cover for the first 3 to 4 months.
It was nasty, that sick.
Oh, it was horrible.
Liv's still at the end of it now. She was still coughing pretty hard last night.
Yeah, Ned's got some snot and gross stuff coming out, and I can't quite work out whether he's just smearing snot all through his eyes or whether he's just developing a bit of conjunctivitis to go along with his cough.
Mate, if Ned puts conjunctivitis through our house, we won't be talking to him.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I wouldn't be talking to him either. Righto, that was my lemon.
All right, Diz, let's get into the merch. Now, we did put a photo up the other day
Yes.
of a ripping little combination of gear we've got from Shimano that we're going to give away on the monthly.
Yeah, a great little prize pack. I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong with a beer cooler, can you?
Nah, stubby cooler.
You want that. You need a hat. Of course, you need to be sun smart.
Yep.
So you want a hat. And when you go down to the beach, or if you're going and fishing the planks, or if you're getting out on the boat, whatever you're doing, you're always going to have a bit of gear, and you need something to put it in. So
And where do you put it? A backpack.
Of course you put it in a backpack.
So
You don't put it in anything else. You don't put it in a shopping bag.
Nah, you don't.
You put it in a backpack.
Absolutely, Diz, and that's our prize pack. So backpack, stubby holder, and cap from Shimano. Great friends of the show. They're supporting us for the whole year. We're going to give away one every month to someone who sends us in a photo that we like. We're just going to pick one.
That's the most important part. Is it's that engagement around
tag
the
us in your
photos.
photo.
What you've been. I don't even care what it is.
I'd actually rather you stitch up your mates and send us something funny.
You might have foul hooked a leather jacket for all I care. It still might win.
You never know. You got to be in it to win it, don't you?
You might jag a barrel with Tice. That might not win because the foul hooked leather jacket might trump it.
And sometimes when we do this podcast, we get in a weird old sort of mood. So Dizzy might just pick something rogue every now and then.
You never ever know. So you got to be in it to win it. You need to share your photos or your adventures and whatever you've been up to. You need to tag all the gear but no idea. Tag Shimano while you're at it. They're putting the prize pack up. It's epic. So get around it.
All right, Diz, that's a ripping new thing we've got going on the show for this year. So, let's get around it, Diz. Now, what else we got that's ripping and new, Diz?
Well. We've got some segment intros for you.
What we should tell you is how long ago did we get this new Roadcaster Pro mixer?
Yeah, a long time.
About 6 months.
A long time. We talked about having intro segment. We shouldn't talk it up too much because it may or may not be a letdown.
It worked in rehearsals.
It worked in rehearsals, but here for your absolute listening pleasure, the news intro.
Rody and Diz have been searching far and wide to bring you the latest news across all fishing in the state, and will give you the rundown on what you need to know.
Love that, Rody.
Diz, it's finally here.
Oh yeah. That intro just felt very fitting for what is a good little news segment we've got coming up.
And I'm looking forward to the 3 more times this episode I get to press the magic button.
Yeah, just make sure you don't accidentally reintroduce the news segment.
I could bring the joke back here in a minute.
The blooper reels are coming out. Brody, what have we got coming out of the news this week? I'm hearing whispers of the recreational fishing report from PIRSA. This has been well circulated on the socials.
Diz, it has, and it's, I can't remember the exact number of pages, but it's over 170 pages. I haven't quite got to the bottom of it. I've got it sitting next to the toilet. I'm chipping away at it.
Very good.
But we are hoping to get someone on from PIRSA to discuss this in a bit more details, Diz.
Yes, yeah, we are.
But I have got a bit of a summary. So the South Australian Research and Development Institute, or SARDI, in collaboration with the University of Tasmania. I don't know why they go to Tasmania to do this.
Well, they do.
But anyway, they do. So they conducted a survey of 5,000 households to see if they fished recreationally. Of those, 1,000 households gave detailed information about their fishing activity over a 12-month period. It was the fourth large-scale survey conducted since 2000. And here's a bit of a snapshot of the 2021-2022 survey results. So it found 356,708 was the total number of fishers who fish an average of 4 days per year. 8% freshwater, 69% only saltwater, 23% fish in both, 42% boat-based, 58% shore-based, Diz.
Yeah, interesting. I thought there would have been like a significantly more amount of shore-based anglers.
Yeah, I suppose you would have.
Did you or
maybe?
not?
Yeah.
I suppose a fair few people just love getting out on the tinny or whatever. You know, boats sort of stretch far and wide, don't they?
And I don't know whether that takes into account people that fish, on their mate's boat, on a charter boat.
Yeah, true.
Et cetera, et cetera. And I suppose the other thing was about the costing, Diz.
Yeah, how interesting.
So we've talked about this for for how long have we been talking about this funding getting changed?
Finally recognised for all of its glory, this recreational fishing. What was a couple of $100 million or something being floated around for years based on some...
I think the previous one was 160 mil or 170 mil, but this current new estimate says the economic value of recreational fishing is about $1 billion.
Yeah.
So what does that do, Diz? That gives us a lot more bargaining power at the table.
It certainly does, Rhodey. And finally, it's a true reflection on the value that the recreational fishing community has on the economy.
Yeah, and look, I suppose we don't want to turn this into a rec versus pros thing, but it does, in that sort of debate, gives a number to the rec fishing side of things, doesn't it? Because at the moment it's been, we make up, random numbers about what we're worth, and the pros have a definite number of what their value is to the economy.
Yep, absolutely. And, it's a huge portion of South Australia when you think about it. 360,000 people and $1 billion contributed.
And that's a lot more than what the pros have in terms of economic value.
Yeah, it is. So it's been fantastic to see that come out. And I guess most importantly, we look forward to seeing where this data is now being used and leveraged. People will start to pull some levers now.
Yeah. Showing
some value of recreational anglers and the benefit they have to this state. So it's great to see that.
Yeah, Diz, we are certainly looking forward to what that can sort of open up in the future.
Absolutely, Rhodey. We also have a bit of news coming out of the world. It was the World
Recreational Fishing Conference, I believe it was called.
Yes.
And it was held in Melbourne on the 20th to 22nd of February. And I saw there were 5 or 6 representatives from Recfish went over, Recfish SA.
Yeah, they had some good numbers there. Robson Green was nipping about.
Yeah, I fished it a fair bit. Dangerfield and Red had good off the show, off their Real Adventures podcast.
Yeah, we love that.
A couple other South Australians I saw pop up on Facebook. Chad Soper, I think, went over for it.
Yeah. Ozfish, maybe.
He might have been representing Ozfish, maybe.
Yeah.
I might be putting words in people's mouth there, but he was certainly over. Went over for a look. I saw him get a picture with Robson, I reckon.
Yeah, love that.
But I did have a look at. We actually should have gone, Diz. We should have organised. Did have a look at the program, and there was a lot of different presentations on all different parts of rec fishing. So good to see, Australia hosting such a big event, Diz.
Yeah, it is, Rhodey. It's it would have been a great weekend, and it's good to see some really positive news come out of that, Rhodey.
All right, Diz, down your way at work, tell us about the O'Sullivan's Beach boat ramp.
Oh, mate, this is some great news, isn't it? So it's all happening down there. There's been a bit of progress. So the contract to upgrade those facilities has been awarded.
Yep. And so that means we're heading in the right direction.
Yes, it does. They're expecting the works to commence soon. It's probably good that they haven't commenced already because that boat ramp's been getting an absolutely smashing since the
Metro tuna
been off Metro. But anyway, there'll be some upgrades. So Katrine Hildyard's been very close to this one. Good friend of the show, Millsy from Onka Stompers, been doing a lot of community work. Chris, Steve, others from the Australian Volunteer Coast Guard, the Christie's Beach Sailing Club, the Sully Social, Chris Picton, Health Minister. He's been, I think it's actually in his electorate, so he's been behind this one as well, which is great to see. But most importantly, I suppose what you do want to hear is what they're actually doing. So they're replacing and upgrading the current launching facility. So there'll be 2, including those existing pontoons. They are widening. And
so there's going to be 2 plus an additional one, is that right?
Well, I think they're just upgrading the existing 2 pontoons.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if they were adding a 3rd, not sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen the specifics, but the way I read it is it's just a replacement / upgrade of the existing pontoons.
And it also says here improve access for people living with a disability.
Yeah, so I mean they do that.
Got that out
North
St Kilda or North Haven.
Yeah, somewhere there. So that'll be great to see. They're widening the vehicle manoeuvring area, so it's easy to get around a bit.
That'll be good for you. Make it a bit easier for those of us that can't reverse trailers that good.
That's a stitch up if I've ever heard one. So the upper sections of the concrete ramps have been getting a bit of a smashing down there. They're due for some upgrades, so that'll happen. So I think that pretty much covers all the works to be done, Rody.
Yeah.
Certainly the highlights anyway.
That's a good one, Diz.
Yep, we love that, Rody. Let's move across to KI because there's a bit of news coming out of KI.
Yeah, did you see the video I shared? I liked it.
I did.
It was right
Fake ceramic razorfish.
Yeah, I'm not really an arty
As
type.
I live and breathe.
I'm not really an arty type, but ceramicist Jane Bamford has produced 1,000 ceramic forms in the shape of razorfish or pinner. And did you see, they swim them down, they get the scuba gear on, and they put them in sort of sandy, weedy beds in amongst the reef, Diz? And that creates a habitat for the native flat oysters or the Angasi oyster spat to settle and grow.
Impressive.
And then that, I suppose, as a flow-on effect creates habitat for your whiting, your calamari. They're talking about pipefish, sea dragons. They're probably not as interesting to us as wreck fishos, but I'm sure they play a big, important role in the big picture, Diz.
Yeah, they do, Rody. They certainly do. And don't discount them. Like, don't discount their value to the marine life.
So, Diz, that was a good little video that we had on there. It was 6 or 7 minutes. It was a little YouTube special that I shared for you all.
Yep, well done, Rody. Love that on the socials.
Yeah,
from you.
well worth a look, and it's a cool way of doing it. I suppose my only one question is, a good mate of ours, Will Latchford, he used to always step on razorfish, cut his feet open.
Do you reckon the ceramic ones are as sharp?
That's what I want to know. I'm not sure we'll have to be able to take Latchy to KO anymore.
No doubt Latchy'd cut himself on it
if
one
it's
way or another.
Possible to cut yourself on one, he'll find a way.
Yeah. Good stuff, Rody.
All right, Diz, what do we got next?
Well, I'm seeing a fair bit of traction on this Wirrina and Victor Harbour development.
I did see that something on SA Adelaide Now.
Taplin.
Bit of a voting option. Do you like it or do you not?
He's keen to get something happening down there.
This is very, very, very early days on that, though, isn't it? It's a complete pie-in-the-sky dream, isn't it, at this stage?
I think this is absolute pie in the sky, especially seeing as when we were at the presentations for the Victor Harbour Tuna Comp, the Mayor, Moira, was talking that I think it's been a 3 or 4 year project of hers to try and get some toilets at the ramp.
Yes. So imagine how long the marina.
So if it takes 3 to 4 years to get a block of toilets, I think our
great-grandchildren might benefit from this.
Oh, maybe, if they're lucky. So anyway, but it's interesting to see some of the ideas that have been thrown out there.
Oh, I just think let's settle down on the marina and the hotel and all that. Let's just get one more lane and a bit of pontoon space.
Yeah, well, we just want a bit of vacant land to park your trailers.
It's not hard.
No, it's not.
All right, Diz, nearly through the news. Let's get into the latest round of Reeling In Junior Anglers Ambassadors. Diz.
Yeah, seriously good, Rody. There's been some great children selected. So Cody, first ever female ambassador. She fishes with the Northern Districts Sport Fishing Club. That's Adelaide Metro North. We've got Kobe, that's a wild card entry. They're representing the Coorong and the Southeast. Kaylin, that's the Fleurieu Peninsula. They've probably been reeling in just countless amounts of bluefin.
Yep.
Dakota, that's the second ever female ambassador, first ever spearfisher, representing Coorong and the Southeast. Where do you go spearfishing down there, you reckon?
You can spear your old, it's on this. What are those fish that swim sideways? Flounder.
Oh, you just spear and flounder, you reckon,
I don't
down
know.
the road?
I'm just, I think you flounder in the Coorong.
Yeah, probably.
And then...
No, good shout. We got Max representing the Eyre Peninsula and has also been the first angler to be awarded a prize in the Ultimate Angler Challenge. So that's a highlight.
Yeah.
Rajay representing the York Peninsula. No doubt they clean up down there.
Yep. And we got Louis from Adelaide Metro South.
Yep.
And Sully from the Young Husband Fishing Club representing the inland region.
Yeah, very good.
So shout out to Lee Van Soest, who's doing heaps of work behind the scenes on Reeling In Junior Anglers yet again, Diz.
Yeah, Lee's been doing a fantastic job behind the scenes. She's anybody that follows Lee, and she's a great friend of the show. We've had her on a couple of times, and we always love hearing what she's been up to. And it's a real inspiration, the work she continues to do, even when she's going through a bit of stuff herself, Rhodey.
Yes, it is. Big shout out and a big thank you for all the great work that Lee does.
Fantastic, Rhodey. Let's give the listeners a bit more sort of intro segment joy for their ears. Ooh.
Now it's time for Rhodey and Diz to really show you what it means to have all the gear with a lot of idea as they review a tackle item of the week.
Love that, Rhodey.
Diz, it's great that we've got our beautiful music, soundtrack and intro, but did you need to interrupt it with that carry on?
Do you almost think we need to turn it up a bit, though?
We can turn it up next week, Diz, but I'm just worried about you interrupting.
I'm allowed to just throw in my 2 cents. Brody, what do we got for the tackle item? This is a bit of a random one because...
you weren't a big fan of my suggestion here, Diz.
No, I'm happy with it now. I've come around.
All right, Diz, we have been, as the listeners know, we've been shopping in the tech section lately.
Yeah, we have been. We've been
new camera and a drone. We've done it all.
We've been tech whizzes.
And Diz, what's your issue with technology on the boat?
Oh, look, my main concern has always been the longevity of the gear when it's just getting smashed around in a bag.
So I suppose water's not great for it.
No, yeah, water you tend to steer clear of.
But neither's been thrown from side to side in the boat and bouncing up and down.
Yeah, true.
So what do you do to offset that?
Well, you buy yourself a nice bag.
Yeah, what do you put in the bag? We've bought a nice backpack, haven't we?
Yeah. No, it's a nice backpack.
And what have we filled it with?
I don't know, mate. You tell me.
Diced foam insert for waterproof hard case.
Oh,
Tyson AV.
Epic.
It's the pluckable foam, dear. So we've got these 2 sheets. We haven't been quite brave enough to pluck it yet.
Pluckable foam.
But it's, that foam, it's the high density foam, I think it is.
As I live and breathe. Pluckable foam. Our grandparents would have never thought of this.
So you can pluck out any shape you want to, Diz.
Unbelievable.
You can store anything in that bag.
Unbelievable.
And we just pluck out the foam to whatever shape we want to store.
That is so good. So you telling me that we're going to be able to have all of our gear sitting snug and nice and tightly in a backpack?
Well, mate, this foam has been sitting on my pool table and I've rearranged all the contents 37 times to find the perfect combination of what goes where.
I can't imagine this pluckable foam would be doing anything good for your OCD. You would not have been getting a wink of sleep.
A couple of times I've got up in the middle of the night and just rearranged one more time just to get it right.
You'd be going to bed sweating all night, I reckon.
But, Diz, you won't be sweating when you're out on the boat and you know that the gear's snugly, tight, packed in its custom foam case.
Yeah, no, good point, Rhodey. That is true. We'll make sure we take good care of the gear because nothing worse than just having something smash around a bit when you don't want that. You do not want that.
You don't, Diz, and that's exactly what we're here for, giving you guys the tips to look after your gear too.
Love it, Rhodey. Okay, well, let's move on to the fishing report and, of course, our last epic...
second last button, Diz.
Second last, of course. Apologies.
But, Diz, we've got Tyson Kain from Want to Fish Charters. We're great supporters of that business. He's a great operator. Took us out in the tuna comp, Diz, and we're going to hear all about it.
Now it's time to get our guest on the line. We'll ask them the all-important 5 questions, then chat all things fishing in SA.
Well, Rhodey, very lucky to be joined now by Tyson Kain, the man behind Want to Fish Charters. Tice, it's a pleasure to have you on, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Yeah, cheers for having me.
All right, Tice, we're going to talk all things Want to Fish Charters and tunas and barrels and all that in a minute. But let's get our 5 questions out of the way first. This might be tuna, but tell us about your best fish.
Yeah, no, obviously, my best fish was a 103.9 kilogram barrel bluefin tuna. I think it's a few years ago now that I caught it, but I was on Jason Fulham's boat, who I've also had on the podcast, on Port Mac Fishing Charters with him. I've worked with him for a few years now, and yeah, I've only ever caught one big one myself, but it's definitely my most memorable one.
I was going to say, why is that the most memorable? I would have thought you'd have 5 or 10 barrels under your belt.
Oh, look, I've caught probably well over 100 for other people.
Yeah.
But, only one myself. I've lost a couple. I've had a couple of goes myself and pulled the hooks on a couple, but I've only managed to get one on the deck. So
Excellent, mate. Well, a lot of happy smile. I suppose part of your enjoyment out of fishing, we'll get onto that in a minute, but part of your enjoyment would be getting people onto the fish, hey?
yeah, that's it. Like, as much as I love fishing myself, obviously being in the charter industry, the main thing is getting enjoyment out of other people. Enjoying what we love to do.
Don't worry, mate. We saw you in the tuna comp pushing us out of the way, trying to get on the rods. We know you love a fish.
Tice, tell us your favourite thing about fishing.
Well, I don't know. It's probably been said before, but definitely just the adrenaline rush and the chase for the bite. You know, it's just all about that feeling of going out and hunting and waiting for that bite, as well as you can't not love the sound of a reel absolutely zinging off. That's probably my favourite thing. But now, in running my own charter business, I guess more of the favourite thing about fishing is seeing the smiles that everyone else gets when that's happening.
Yeah, no, that must be a good feeling. It's good fun us taking mates out in our own boat and getting them on the fish. So I can't imagine what it's like doing it as your job. Must be great. But you did mention just then, you said about hunting, and I know when we did go out with you fishing for barrels, it is like the hunt, isn't it? You come up with a bit of a plan and a strategy, and you set the trap almost. It really is like hunting, catching those big tuna, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. A lot of the rush of it and excitement is that, the wait for it and the effort that you put into it. I know a lot of people that have had, they didn't get that, but they got the end result very quickly. And I believe that, to have to wait that little bit more makes it that little bit better. Like, as much as everyone would love to just go out and catch one straight away, it's so much more enjoyable when you've had to put that time and effort into it, and then it finally comes to plan.
Well, that's good news for us, Diz, because we're lining up Port Mac trip number 3 this year. We haven't quite got the barrel yet, so this is going to be a good one.
Tice, tell us about your first fishing memory, or what got you into fishing, mate.
I guess what got me into fishing was just the fact that I was born and bred in a fishing community at Port MacDonnell. That's the heart and soul of the crayfishing industry down there. And I was lucky enough that my father was a crayfisherman and my grandfather was the marine mechanic on pretty well the whole fishing fleet. So I was born and bred into it. And, that's really what got me into it. And it's sort of just gone from there. There's nothing else that I really want to do.
Yeah, beautiful, Tice. Well, why not when you have so much fun? Tell us your favourite sort of fishing and why.
Well, obviously it's got to be barrel fishing. There's nothing more enjoyable than hearing a rod and a big fish pull off 200 metres of line, and then grabbing that rod and feeling the absolute power that they have behind it. Like, you can't even explain it until you've actually felt it yourself.
Yeah, well, hopefully this year, mate, we'll come down and find you. We'll talk a bit about your the way you structure your year in a minute. Before we get onto that, you must have some funny fishing stories, mate. I'm not even going to ask for the one that got away. I want to know the funny one.
Now, I had a bit of a think about it today. There's all sorts of different funny stories. But I reckon one of my favourite fishing stories, I've actually got the video of it too, and it did go a little bit viral after I put it up.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's a video going around of me and one of my best mates, and we were just going out doing our amateur crayfish pots down home up around the lighthouse at Port Mac, and the first time I'd ever taken my GoPro out, and the night before I actually got one of my hats and I'd actually tech screwed a GoPro mount onto the peak of it, put me GoPro onto there, and I was like, right, we'll film it. There was another bloke that's been doing a bit of filming of his amateur fishing on another page, and we're like, we'll show him where we go, and we go into some pretty hairy sort of spots that we know pretty well. And anyways, it was just a normal sort of day, a little bit of swell and a little bit of slop, and we just happened to be going with it a little bit, and just a lack of concentration and a little bit of maybe driver error, and yeah, all of a sudden the nose dipped down, and he was actually picking up a crayfish at the time, and so he had one hand that wasn't free and one hand on the front, and we sort of dipped the front in and rolled a little bit to the side. Then all of a sudden, before you know it, he was in the water and behind me.
Did he keep his hand on the crayfish?
No, he saved the crayfish. That was the main thing. He dropped that back into the boat before he actually fell over. That's why he couldn't actually brace himself because he had the crayfish in his hand.
Nah, so, all's good that ends well with the crayfish in the esky.
Yeah, that's right. And he had his life jacket on. Well, it was a self-inflatable life jacket belt, actually, but he didn't need it. He actually didn't even lose his sunnies off his face. He still had them on, and his rubber boots were still on when we pulled him on board. So,
geez, that's impressive.
Yeah, no, it was pretty impressive. Within 20 seconds, I had him back on the boat, and the actual end of the video, when I pull him over, he's got a little bit of I'd say it's a bit of a crack up. There's a little bit of bum crack showing when he gets back on board.
I was sort of hoping then, Tyce, you might have gone from our mate Jimmy Morgs when we went out with you at Port Mac. This is
yeah, well, that's also
he's just a cracker.
Right?
He drank his 6 Captain Morgan cans out of a hot shopping bag by about 9 a.m. and then was starting to barter with you to take him back into the pub halfway through the morning.
No, that was definitely another good fish.
He was hilarious.
Sure.
We'd spent about 1 hour hunting barrels and he was ready to go flathead fishing. He'd signed up for a full day barrel fishing and and then remember, all he wanted to do was touch a tune. He didn't care who caught it, what we did with it. He just wanted to touch it.
He definitely undercompensated how many cans he needed. That's sure.
All right, Tyce, enough with the fun and games, mate. Let's get into the serious stuff. Tell us about the business. Want to Fish charters. You're splitting your time between Wirrina and Port Mac. Tell us about how you're going to make that work.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to take over Want to Fish from Brenton and Jared Glaister, who had it for last year and a half or something. They've now taken over Southern Fishing Charters from Scotty Weaver. So it was sort of working together a bit, and I've managed to be able to come up to Wirrina for the summer months, sort of maybe December next year maybe, but January, February, March definitely will be up here, and that's what I've done this year. And then from around Easter time onwards for most of the rest of the year, I will be back down Port MacDonnell chasing the big tuna.
Epic, mate.
And the other fishing.
Absolutely. And we can certainly talk from experience being out on your boat, mate, and out with you now a couple of times. You're an excellent skipper, done a fantastic job getting us onto the fish both times, albeit that we didn't get the barrel, but we'll try again with you this year. Tell us, mate, you've had an awesome summer down here. You've been absolutely cleaning up, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I've had a pretty good run so far. I've come down here with no marks and not knowing, never even fished the area before. I was very lucky to have Jared and Scotty working with me, and a lot of the other boys down here, Gary and Ben and Luke, and a lot of the other charter operators have sort of helped me out a lot. And I've pushed pretty hard and found some fish and had some pretty good days so far, so it's been good.
Yes, now, Tyce, we were lucky enough to fish the Victor Harbour Tuna Comp with you, and while we didn't take out the chockies, we had a ripper day, caught heaps of fish, and headed out south of KI. Is that where you're doing a lot of your fishing, or is that change it up day by day, or where have you found the fish this year?
Yeah, when I first got up here, we started fishing off around Cape Jervis, and obviously the River Murray water this year's just wreaked havoc on the tuna season with all the dirty water that's come out. It's thrown a real spanner in the works, and tuna have been all over the shop. And so we started out there getting some tuna, but not that much. And once the weather fined up and we started pushing out through Backstairs Passage and getting out the bottom side of KI, we really found the good action out there. So with majority of our days, that's where we have been going to now, and the fishing has been fantastic out there.
Fantastic, mate. And you've been doing pretty well on the bottom bashing as well, mate, picking up a few sharks and good mix of reefies and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we've been getting a little bit of redemption or revenge back on some of the bronzies. Some days we're losing just as many tuna and tuna lures to the shark as what we're catching. But, we've managed to have a couple of good red hot days on the bottom fishing as well. And as well, the bonus with travelling that far to get out to the tuna is you're also outside of the exclusion zone for snapper. So it opens up the opportunity for the customers to fish for snapper as well, which is a bit of a rarity up this way for a lot of people at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say that is one of the bonuses being on a big boat. A, you get out where no one else can get to, and B, you do get yourself out in that snapper water, and is that a bit of a draw card for people coming out with you, or?
It is. A lot of people still don't even understand, unless they're really into fishing, they don't really understand exactly what the regulations and rules are with where you can and can't fish for snapper. And I get a lot of people when we put photos up of snapper, they're like, oh, you can't fish for them, and you have to rerun everything and explain exactly what the rules are. So it's sort of good when people say, oh, what else can we go for? And you say, oh, well, while we're out here we can go for snapper, and they go, really? Oh, well, that's great. Yeah, like they're all for that. So it also does help with a bit of a draw card that we can fish for snapper while we're out that way.
Actually, I've seen that pop up on Facebook plenty of times too. You must have that on a copy and paste, do you? Just ready to respond to someone saying, actually, here's the rules?
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of people that like to, there's a lot of trolls on Facebook that like to have their say, and it's great to be able to put them back in their place and say, no, well, actually, we can fish for these. And what a lot of people don't know is that the charter industry has an exemption that we can fish for them in the zone, in the southeast zone where we can take them. But then we have to report and tag our snapper to be able to travel back through the no-take zone, which is something that recreationally you cannot do.
Yeah.
So it's something that gives us a bit more of a benefit in being able to do that. Like if you want to fish from, you got to go to Victor, launch from there, and then actually retrieve your boat and catch from there as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, far out, some of the charter businesses would have been doing it pretty tough over the last few years, and obviously didn't get great news when the ban got extended again, but it's nice that someone like yourself can get people out there and get onto some good snapper and be able to sort of at least take themselves home a bit of a feed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely has helped. And also I've done a lot of research and talked to a lot of the people that are sort of doing the research and people who know a lot about it, and have understood a lot more about it myself now. And I'm trying to pass on that information to our customers when they ask and say, oh, you're not allowed to catch them and there's snapper everywhere. And it's like, well, try and sit them down and explain that, yes, there is snapper everywhere, but a lot of it comes down to they're not breeding enough for what we were taking. So a lot of people just don't understand the science behind why the decisions have been made for what they are. So, I like to sort of educate people to understand what we're actually dealing with and why.
Yeah, beautiful, Tice. Now, tell us about what to expect with a day out. You've got your boat in the marina at Wirrina, so you pick the folks up there. Tell us about what a day is. Tell us about your boat, what people can expect.
Yeah, so I've got a 9-metre sort of centre cab walk-around aluminium boat, twin 300 Suzuki's. They push it along pretty well. So we leave at 6 a.m. from Wirrina. And at the moment, we've got probably a good hour to an hour and a half, depending on what the weather's like. Travel down around Cape Jervis through Backstairs Passage, and then out sort of the southern side of Kangaroo Island. We'll chase tuna in the morning because that's majority of what everyone wants to chase is tuna. We'll push till we get our bag limit, and then depending on weather, if the weather's nice, we'll go and do some sort of deeper out offshore bottom fishing for sharks, snapper, nannygai, all them sorts of things. Or if it's a little bit rougher, we'll push back inside and try and chase some whiting and squid and get into a bit of sheltered water.
Lovely, mate, and it's an epic day out. We did want to touch on, I guess, the plan for when you do move the boat back down to Port Mac, because I'm sure there'll be plenty of people out there that'll be keen to come and chase some barrels. You'll have the advantage, mate. You'll be able to cover some ground in that beast of a boat of yours. Yeah,
definitely cover some ground pretty quick. Not many days you can actually sit on top speed, but top speed of 40 knots gets you places pretty quickly. But just before Easter, I'll be planning on taking the boat back down to Port MacDonnell. So from Easter time onwards, I will be opening up bookings for down that way. We're still waiting for signs of barrels to rock up down there. Haven't heard too much yet, but I believe from what I have been hearing, the signs are all there waiting for them. as in bait and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's just a matter of them turning up. So I've still got this next month down here. I've got most of my weekends booked out so far for this next month, but plenty of weekday opportunities that are still there. I do like to wait though to the weekend before that following week to open up bookings for during the week, because no one wants to organise a day off work and the weather turns to crap and you have a day where you don't go to work and then you still don't get to go fishing either. So yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, Tice. The other thing I wanted to know is tell us what you've found different about Port Mac versus Wirrina. Tell us about the ocean. Is it better? Is it worse? The conditions, the people you find out in the water. What's the differences?
I'd say the main difference here, and the hardest thing for me coming down here, was the difference in the tides and the swell and wind. Down home, you have tide will be whatever direction the wind's in. And so you've only got tide going one way and swell to deal with, where down here you might have tide that's rushing out through the passage, like 3-4 knots of tide, and then you got swell pushing the opposite direction and then wind going across it. And it's one of the most treacherous places of ocean that there is getting around in Backstairs Passage. So it's been definitely a challenge to learn about that and navigate through there some days. That's probably been the main difference to down home. Like, we have a lot bigger swells down there to deal with, but I don't know, it's just different waters down here.
Yeah, it is very different, Backstairs Passage. The more fishing we've done around there, it's one of those spots that's sort of hard to get your head around, but I suppose someone like you that spends a lot of time, you'll figure it out pretty quickly, I'm sure, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to get my head around it, and the boys down here have been really great. The other charter fellas have given me a lot of knowledge and helped me out. We speak every day on the radios out there. There's obviously plenty of banter that gets said on the radios, but there's also some great advice in amongst it too.
Yeah. And Tice, we did see on your Facebook pop up the other day, you're sponsoring the raffle down at the Port MacDonnell Fishing Club. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Tell us about that.
I'm a committee member for the Offshore Angling Club as well. So, this year I've put up a full-day charter with me, whether it be down at Port MacDonnell or up at Wirrina. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'll put that up as a raffle prize. This is the first place for our raffle. They're $50 a ticket, 200 tickets available. And at this stage, it will be drawn on our tuna comp, which I believe is from the 7th to the 14th of May.
Beautiful. That'll be here before we know it. And hopefully the fishing's red hot for that week. It's an epic week from all reports.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a big week of fishing. Well, it was mostly fishing. A little bit of drinking in there involved.
Depends what the weather does.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone hopes that Thursday's a non-fishable day because Wednesday night's the fellowship night, and everyone likes to have a few drinks and tell a few lies, and no one wants to go hungover the next day.
Yeah.
Epic, mate. No, very good. Well, one thing we did also want to talk to you about is what's the plan for when you are down at Port Mac, sort of full day barrel missions, getting out wide, doing some deep drops for some harpooker, etc. Is that the go?
Yeah, definitely. That's barrel fishing the reef for sharks and snapper as well down there, and when weather permits, definitely out deep dropping the blue eye and harpooker as well.
Yeah, beautiful, Tice. Well, we're going to book in at least a day down there, maybe a couple of days, Diz. We might pull the double, see how we go. But we loved getting out with you in the tuna comp, Tice. Now, where can people find you? We follow you on all the socials, and we love seeing your photos. Certainly, there's not many days where you don't put a good catch of tuna up. Tell us about where people can find you.
Facebook, Want to Fish Charters. I do also have Instagram, which is WTF Charters. But I'm that busy. I'm not having that much time to run the Instagram at the minute. It's been pretty flat out on Facebook. I do have a website that does need to be updated. It's still got all the other guys' all their information on it still. That's to be looked at when I get some time. But it's not a bad thing that I haven't had time.
I was going to say, that's the problem when you catch too many fish, mate.
Yeah.
You've created this problem for yourself.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
So it sounds like we get on your Facebook page. That's the short story of it.
Yeah. Easiest way is Facebook page. Like where I'm living at Wirrina, I've got very, very limited phone service, but I've got great internet. So everything's run on Facebook at the moment. I'm actually sitting in my car up on top of a hill at Wirrina, so I can do this with you guys.
Beautiful, mate. No, excellent. And we can't wait to see you take Wanda Fish down to Port Mac and no doubt clean up down there, mate. And we're really looking forward to getting out with you a day down there. We had a fantastic day with you on the water, like we already said, around the Victor comp. And for anybody out there who's interested, make sure you hit up Tice before he shoots down to Port Mac. And if not, treat yourself to a weekend down there with him.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. It's definitely a pretty good experience getting down there and catching a fish of a lifetime as in a big barrel, that's for sure. If it's anything like it was last season, it should be an absolute ripper one again this year.
Beautiful, Tice, mate. We can't wait. We're really looking forward to it. Thanks for coming on the show, mate.
No, cheers for having us, guys. Thank you.
Rody, excellent, mate. Let's get on to the last segment of the day. And, of course, this will round out this very new segment intros for our listeners out there.
Rody and Diz have been out on the water to bring you the news about where they're biting. Now it's time for the fishing report.
Diz, we love that.
Haven't they been a highlight?
Oh, they've been good. I can't wait till next week to press the button 4 more times.
Why on earth wasn't my orange segments?
Oh, let's give me my next
segment
one.
intros.
I reckon this could be our biggest episode yet.
Unbelievable.
All right, Diz, where are the fish biting?
Rody, the Metro Tuna have been going still quite well.
Certainly a week ago they were going strong.
Yeah,
Have they slowed off a bit?
I think they've slowed off a bit.
O'Sullivan's Beach was the tuna capital of the world there for a minute.
Yeah, gosh, the lineup was unbelievable, wasn't it?
I would like to know a percentage of how many were getting fish.
Yeah.
There were certainly some good photos, but there were also a lot of people posting, where are these fish? How do I get them?
Yeah. And I think there would have been a lot of spooky schools, people just mowing them down.
And there might be a lot of people that aren't confident launching at Victor and the like and think this is my chance to get one and aren't that experienced at tuna fishing. And look, good on them. That's how you learn, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, gosh, I think these days it's great. There's certainly some people on Facebook who are happy, and there's some very helpful posts on that Victor Harbour page around how to get into tuna fishing and that sort of thing. But by all means, some people who just fish that area religiously for squid and whiting and, a bit of that sort of thing, if they're bumping into a school of tuna out there, they probably haven't been doing the research on how to jag one.
No. But certainly been some fish caught, and that's great, Diz. Tell us about where else the tuna are, maybe in bigger numbers now.
Well, Victor Harbour, Cape Jarvis area, as we said, sort of bottom end of KI, you need to have a pretty decent boat to get around there to get onto them, or the weather needs to absolutely play the game. But I think they've been firing up a bit more off Victor. Yeah,
a few fish getting caught off Victor. Our mate Hugh Sangster went out Sunday, which was forecast to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, the weather turned on them, though,
but it wasn't. It was rough as guts, he said.
Yeah, nasty.
They got the forecast well wrong.
I've still seen a few reports of people and heard a few reports of people getting them off Cape Jarvis when the weather's been good.
Yep, no, they certainly have, Diz. And we're heading over to Yorks, and we would like an update on the tuna over there. Haven't seen much action.
Yeah, I follow a couple of the charter operators down there. I've seen a few of them do all right.
And actually, the other place that's getting them is Port Lincoln.
Yeah.
Ashley and Stephen and the boys that we had on the podcast a few episodes ago talking about the Port Lincoln tuna comp, they've been sharing some photos on that page.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's coming up.
Yeah, it's maybe 3 weeks
away. The week after. Yeah, a couple of weeks, so that'll be good.
But there's plenty of tuna over there on the Eyre Peninsula too.
Absolutely. Rody, other news coming out of the report this week, blue swimmer crabs doing very well at the Ardrossan area.
Yeah, Diz, look, your old man sort of moved into semi-retirement. We were expecting sort of a weekly update. He's finally got out in the boat and gone fishing, has he?
Yeah, I think he has. He sort of put any of those home upgrades on hold and just finally got out and he made the most of a bit of the weather. So got out there, got a good feed of blue swimmers. We'll be over there in the next week or so. So we'll look forward to getting onto a feed of them.
Yeah, and what about the squid?
Squid very well down at Julia, Port Julia.
Has to be high tide.
Can't miss there. Can't miss. Really good squidding location there. Lots of good squidding locations along that coastline. Wool Bay Jetty always gets a good rap.
It does, Diz. Always a good place. And what about inland, Diz? Yabbies are firing.
Oh, yabbies are going off, aren't they?
We're on a houseboat over, when's that, Easter?
Yeah. Going to take sort of 15 to 16 kilos of salt so you can cook them in something?
Yeah, I'll cook you up a couple of yabby sandwiches when we get home.
Yeah, pickle them, mate. Go a couple of pickled yabbies.
See if we can't get you some anaphylaxis and in the ED ward.
Goodness me. Talk about it horrible, mate.
All right, Diz, that was the tackle report.
That was actually the fishing report, Rhodey.
Fishing report. I'm having so much fun, I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I have. No, it was a good episode, Rhodey.
That's actually the episode, isn't it?
I loved the segments.
New segments, new
bit of a new format.
Yeah, the tackle item got pushed up into a high. We thought it deserved more credit.
Yeah,
than
we
given
bumped the tackle item up there. We got to get that up.
It
there.
is.
So
we've had some seriously good items in the tackle report, and we
Yeah.
tackle item, and we just thought we were hiding them down the back end, and
Yeah, how do you reckon the pluckable foam rates in those good tackle
that's
items?
right up the top. That's right up with your dry bag dish.
I'm still waiting for somebody to top my dry bag. But anyway, good episode, Rhodey. Make sure all you listeners out there are tagging us in your photos. You'll put yourself in the running for the prize pack, of course, that we talked earlier today. Backpack, hat, and stubby cooler from Shimano. Long weekend coming up, so make sure if you've got any plans, make sure you pack the camera, get a few snaps, send them through to us.
Keep us in the loop, guys. We love to hear about your fishing.
Righto, guys. Cheers for listening.
See you guys.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.